Sometimes, Hollywood's second pick turns out to be the perfect fit, and these actors proved it by absolutely owning some iconic roles. It's hard to imagine anyone else bending and snapping their way through Harvard, but other actresses, like Christina Applegate, were initially considered for the role of Elle Woods in Legally Blonde. Reese, however, made Elle an iconic beloved character, proving that being underestimated can be a superpower. Laugh tracks, 18 of the funniest songs in rock history. Dougray Scott was originally cast as the Claude mutant in X-Men, but had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts with Mission: Impossible 2. In stepped a relatively unknown Hugh Jackman, who then proceeded to define Wolverine for a generation across numerous films. Talk about a breakout role. Believe it or not, Rachel McAdams was the first choice to play the determined assistant Andy Sachs in The Devil Wears Prada. However, when McAdams passed on the role, Anne Hathaway eagerly pursued it and gave viewers a truly memorable performance opposite Meryl Streep. Singers who also double as their band's most talented musician. The hunt for a new 007 after Pierce Brosnan was intense, with names like Henry Cavill in the running. Daniel Craig faced initial skepticism, but his gritty, modern take on James Bond in Casino Royale, 2006, quickly won over audiences and critics alike, redefining the iconic spy. Edward Norton played Bruce Banner in The Incredible Hulk, 2008, but when it came time for Earth's Mightiest Heroes to assemble in 2012, Marvel went in a different direction. Mark Ruffalo took over for Norton in The Avengers, bringing a new depth and likability to the scientist with a giant green alter ego, becoming a fan favorite in the MCU. The 30 most impactful drummers in music history. Anne Hathaway was initially attached to the role of the outspoken Tiffany Maxwell in Silver Linings Playbook, but creative differences led to her departure from the project. Enter Jennifer Lawrence, whose fierce and vulnerable performance not only captivated audiences but also earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress. Katie Holmes played Rachel Dawes in Batman Begins, but when she opted not to return for the sequel, The Dark Knight, Maggie Gyllenhaal stepped in to take over the role. Gyllenhaal brought a different strength and maturity to the character, creating a compelling dynamic with Christian Bale's Batman and Heath Ledger's Joker. 20 country music love songs that have become iconic. The role that won Sandra Bullock an Oscar was reportedly first offered to Julia Roberts, who expressed no interest in it. Bullock took on the part of the determined Southern matriarch Leigh Anne Toohey in The Blind Side and delivered a powerhouse performance that resonated with many. It's amusing to reflect on now, but director James Gunn wasn't initially keen on auditioning Chris Pratt, then known for his lovable goofball role in Parks and Recreation, for the role of Peter Quill in Guardians of the Galaxy. Many other actors were considered, but Pratt eventually won him over and perfectly embodied the roguish charm of Star-Lord. The 20 funniest films that are not comedies. Director Nick Cassavetes sought someone who wasn't conventionally attractive for the role of Noah in The Notebook. Ryan Gosling eventually landed the role that would make him a romantic lead heartthrob, creating undeniable chemistry with Rachel McAdams. The search for the MCU's Spider-Man was extensive, with numerous talented young actors vying for the part. Tom Holland, however, ultimately swung into the role and was praised for his youthful energy and perfect embodiment of both Peter Parker and his web-slinging alter ego. 23 actors who possess instantly recognizable voices. While other actresses were reportedly considered for the chaotic anti-heroine in Suicide Squad, Margot Robbie garnered the studio executives' attention once she was in the running. She threw herself into the role, and her portrayal of Harley Quinn became an instant fan favorite and a standout in the DC universe. Shailene Woodley secured the role of Tris Prior in Divergent, however, many young actresses were considered for the lead. She brought a compelling mix of vulnerability and strength to the character that anchored the franchise. 20 actors who were fired, killed off, or quit TV shows they starred in. Director James Cameron was looking for an unknown actor to lead his groundbreaking sci-fi classic, Avatar. Many established actors were considered, including Matt Damon. However, the role of Jake Sully ultimately went to Sam Worthington, a relatively new face at the time, and the film went on to become the highest-grossing movie of all time. It's hard to picture anyone else as the queen bee of the plastics, but Lindsay Lohan initially wanted to play Regina George, and Amanda Seyfried auditioned for it too. Rachel McAdams, however, was the perfect choice for the iconic villain, making her an unforgettable comedic character. Did you enjoy this slideshow?